We sure were. We were working so much. We were like machines.
Yeah.
We were like
Yeah.
machines. We'd be on the road and just, I mean, just work, 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 and just, like I told you, my motto, I can always do one more show. That's what it seems. There's always one more show. And we would be so exhausted, those first few years, especially when we first started with David Rubinson and had the fairy tale and all that. But we would be in interviews and just fall asleep
Wow.
because we didn't have any time to sleep. We would
Yeah.
be, doing the shows at night and then up in the morning to do the morning shows and the interviews. And they gave us no, no, I mean, we didn't have private jets or people. We didn't even have wardrobe people or hair people at the back in the first days. We were doing our own hair and wardrobe. We finally got a wardrobe person. And our first stop was Washington, D.C., the cellar door. I remember
Okay.
that being our first trip on the road. And our wardrobe lady had a fit and left. She couldn't take it.
Now, was that
She
before
couldn't take it.
Ola Hudson?
Yes, 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 it
Okay.
was. Actually, it was kind of during the same time because Ola was our designer. She had made these clothes for us to wear at the Troubadour.
Oh, cool.
She was our first designer. She did those clothes that we wore at the Troubadour, the clothes we wore to meet him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, and yeah, she was so fabulous. She
Yeah.
just knew what to do, and she kind of copied our style with the kind of 40s look. She made sure she put a little bit of that in there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she was incredible. She just come up with some of the most incredible designs for us, and I just love her. And her things are at the museum too, at the Hollywood Museum on the
Okay.
second floor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the
The
first
entire,
windows you
the
come to.
entire, the entire
I
second
got
floor.
the entire second floor. I met Donnell Danigan at a Roger Neal Oscar party at
Yes.
the museum.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I told her what I had, and she came over to the house and saw what I had, and she said, "Oh my God, this is wonderful." She said, and we had it all so organized. She said, "You've done half of the work." So we got this. She said the whole second floor. And I was really afraid at first. I was, are we going to be able to fill up a whole floor? And it was so much. We had so much stuff. We ended up bringing things back. We couldn't fit
Wow.
on the second floor because it was too much stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Roger Neal's Oscar parties are legendary.
Oh, I'm telling you, they are the best. They
Yeah.
really are the
Not to mention,
best. He has
and
them
not to
every
mention
year.
his gifting suites.
I know his gifting suite.
They're awesome. They're
I love
awesome.
those gifting suites. Free stuff. Are you kidding me?
Uh-huh. And how was it that you had the encounter with Carol Burnett?
Boy, Carol Burnett. Oh, how do we get those things with Carol Burnett? What happened? What happened? I think it was after Helen Reddy,
Okay.
and so it was
I
after,
put on
yeah,
I'm
so
so
it was kind
excited.
of
I want to
after
dance.
Helen Reddy and Flip Wilson, and then
Our
we ended
girl
up
asked
doing
me if
Carol
it cost
Burnett.
to pay me if I
Yeah.
want to dance.
And
Well,
she
I
opened a
And
lot
see,
of
they
doors.
saw us.
So what is it?
She
I'm
did. She
curious.
opened a
How
lot of
do you
doors and taught us a lot, because we were going on the road with all our wardrobe, everything. And she said, no, when you go on the road, it's like going on the road
I
with a
just love the
play, with a
vibration
stage
of
play. You have certain
bass
outfits that
and
you wear for one
drums,
song, certain
instruments.
outfits you wear for
It
another
was one
song,
of the
and
things that when
that's
I
what you
was a
take. You
kid
don't take
growing up in my
everything.
dad's church
Hmm.
And
that I
so
was
we stopped
into.
thinking. We used to have so many clothes. We have cases that were so huge. And back in the day, we had to bribe the people at the airport to get them on the
Piano
planes,
players
which
never
is the
could
most
play
ridiculous
because
thing
I
I
wanted
can
to
think of
play.
now ever, to
For a
bribe
short
an
while, we
overweight
had to
bag to
work.
be on the plane. And they
Yeah.
would do it. They would
While
do it.
you're
We put
while
things in
you're
the
on the
cases.
same plane.
Yes, exactly. These big, huge anvil cases that I have one of them in the exhibit at the museum.
Uh-huh.
I have the music case we used to take on the road with all our cassettes. We had
Sure.
a case that had our cassettes in it and a speaker and all that. Oh, and I think about how now it all goes right here on this.
Yes.
We had cases that were huge
Yes.
cases.
Yes.
Like we got to take all our music too.
Yeah.
But
Isn't
boy,
that
I tell you, this
amazing?
new technology is so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, even that we can do this with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember that moment?
Carol Burnett. Oh my God. It was so much fun working with her. And I also ran into her daughter, Carrie, at one of the Oscar parties.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, she called her mom. She said, "Guess who I'm with?" So she sent me some pictures of us together when we were doing the show, and she was a little girl. Her daughter was there, and
Sure.
yeah, Carol Burnett was really a treat. She's so funny, and she's so smart, and she's just, her show just ran like clockwork. Wasn't
Yes.
no messing around. They were so organized and beautiful. I just really enjoyed working with her because everything was perfect. The
Well, that,
wardrobe with Bob Mackie doing the wardrobe. Are you kidding?
yeah.
Bob Mackie? Oh my God, we got to wear Bob Mackie's clothes, and
And
that was the.
didn't Bob
I'm
Mack
sorry.
design a piece for Tim Conway to be in your show?
Yes, we went on the road with Carol Burnett. We went to Vegas and Tahoe with her, and June, that was one of the times when June was ill. She wasn't there with us.
Uh-huh.
And Bob Mackey made a dress exactly like the ones me and Ruth and June and me and Bonnie were wearing, and had Tim come on stage as the fourth Pointer sister in this dress that looked just like ours. And it was so hilarious. He would crack, the audience would just die every night. They would just die seeing him in that dress that looked just like ours. So funny. He was a great talent too.
Yeah,
Keep
he
us
was.
laughing.
Yeah.
Very devastating news. The legendary artist from the Pointer Sisters, a lady known as Anita Pointer, has actually passed away, according to a statement that has been released by her publicist. The legendary artist from the Pointer, one of the Pointer Sisters. We all know there are actually six Pointer Sisters, Bonita, but this time around, the legendary artist Anita Pointer has passed away as a result of health related issues. Of course, the family has not come out to release the cause of death, but we all know previously Anita Pointer was actually suffering from health related issues. She suffered with a bit of cancer and stuff like that. So very devastating and saddening news coming in this exact moment in time. We all know this is the artist actually that formed the quartet of the Pointer Sisters, and we all know their hit songs, namely Jump for My Love, Fire, that hit actually during the 70s and 80s, and were really very huge songs that actually even resulted in the present time that group to be awarded with a Grammy. We all know even Anita was a lady that had been awarded with a Grammy, with the Grammys, and they were really very exceptional with very nice voices, angelic voices. And this is a quartet that actually thrilled throughout the 80s, 70s, and even the late and early 90s. The family said in a statement, as I can go through it, that while we are deeply saddened by the loss of Anita, we are comforted in knowing she is now with her daughter Jada and her sisters Junie and Bonnie. We all know those are the sisters actually that are passed away prior to Anita also passing away. So the father continued and said she was one of the kept of all us, that kept us all, that kept close, all of us together for so long. Her love of our family will live on each other and of course for us. Anita was, by the way, the second and the oldest of the four sisters of the Pointer Sisters, and she actually continued performing throughout, like I've told you, the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And she was within the trio that actually included Junie and Bonnie that formed the Pointer Sisters. Anita's daughter Jada died in 2003, leading to Anita to take over, raising her granddaughter Roxy McCain Pointer. The sisters grew up singing in the church. Like in one of the interviews, Anita said that she really loved singing right from childhood, and she was, by the way, influenced by the father, a Reverend, who actually had a church choir, and they continued even to learn the instruments and also to continue. They continued actually to involve in singing when they were still in their early years. So amongst their biggest hits, we all know, as I told you earlier on, that Fire, that was actually released in around 1978, and He's So Shy in 1980, Slow Hand in 1981, that actually became so popular to the extent of even winning so many awards. In recent years, the group continued performing with Ruth, singing along with their granddaughter Issa and even Seidako. This is a lady that was born in Oakland, California, in the United States, the fourth of the 6 children, Sarah Elizabeth. To the children, they are children of Sarah Elizabeth and Reverend Elton Pointer. In this exact moment in time, we send our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and everyone who was really close to the Pointer sisters. Rest in power, the Queen, Anita Pointer.